Chelsea.
I'm the sidekick.
Sidekick today, because this is Wives Tales, another episode of Wives Tales. And this natural light, I'm sorry, this got me looking real. This ain't no filter, y'all. No makeup, no nothing. And I feel like my melanin is popping. Anyway, so we're in the car. We're en route to, that's going to be another video you'll see. Actually, no, by the time that airs, you already know. So we're going to see Anna Kendrick. That's one of Chris's favorite. That's actually one of her hall passes. Am I allowed to say that?
Yes.
It's one of his hall passes. If y'all ever seen that movie, then you know what that means. I'm not going to explain it. But for today, I just wanted to, because I've been getting a lot of questions about, because we are now a cis-trans couple. So that's the first thing that I want to address as to what that is. Some people don't know what that is. I am cisgendered because I was born female. That was my assigned gender. I identify as female, so I am considered cisgendered. Chris, on the other hand, was born female, but identifies as male, so that makes him transgendered, i.e. a cis-trans couple. So that's the easiest way, right? That's the simplest way that I can break it down.
Yeah.
That's what that means. Now, for me, I felt like for the longest time, like I always had to defend my lesbianism, if you allow me to call it that. I've always been getting a lot of flack from people outside of the LGBT community and even some inside, just challenging the fact that I was a lesbian. Actually, Chris was even guilty of this in the beginning too.
In the beginning, yes.
Just because I had children and I was married to a man before, so
I thought she was denying her bisexuality.
Which I never considered myself bisexual, because even though I was with the man, I was only in a relationship with one man, and that was my ex-husband. And that was I was kind of forced into that because I, had children at the time. I had one child with him and then found out that I was pregnant with another. So that was just the right thing to do. I tried to live that lie and tried to convince myself that, okay, this is just the cards that I've been dealt with, so I just got to deal with it. We all know how that ended. So, but that was...
Win for me.
Win for you. So that's why I never consider myself, nothing against bisexuals or bisexuality. I have no feelings here nor there. It is a real thing. It's just not how I ever identified, that's all. So I've always liked females from the earliest that I can remember. I may not have understood what it was, because at 6, 7 years old, you're not really thinking about sex or sexuality, but you just know that there's a difference. Like the same things, like if girls are playing with dolls and they want to play with Barbie and Ken, that's not ever how I identified. So I already knew that I was always different, but my lesbianism has always been challenged when it comes to people of the heterosexual realm. What do you want to call it? That's
straight people.
Straight people, yeah. When it comes to straight people, I always, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I'm only lesbian because I haven't met the right man yet, and I haven't been D'd down right, or whatever you want to call it. Like there's always
a rape survivor.
I almost just thought you blew up my spot, and then I remembered I already posted.
Oh my god!
So I know. And for a second, I had to think back. Okay, or that was the reason, or they would see the females that I'm with, and they just don't understand it, because the females that I would be attracted to were more masculine, so they never understood why it was that I was into females if I'm with a female that looks like a dude, quote unquote a dude. So that's been a struggle all my life. And as soon as I get comfortable, and not comfortable, I've always been comfortable, but as soon as I'm able to fully identify and express myself and everything, now Chris gonna go change it up, and now we are a transgendered couple. It's all right. The more I'm able to experience, the better. Like I'm so happy with this transition so far. I think I've already expressed that. It's made our relationship better. We are closer because of it. I think, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think I've expressed to you that I've been like falling in love with you again.
That's so sweet.
So, okay, without being cheesy. Yeah, so, you know, football.
Yeah, whatever.
Burgers.
Whatever, be true. Be
But
great.
no. Be real. But no, I expressed to Chelsea that, you know, throughout all this whole process, well, I already fell in love with Chelsea again when she had Carter. And then I feel like I'm falling in love with her in a different way with the support and, you know, transition. So it's just layers to this, man.
There is. And intimacy wise, like that's been like, I can be honest, that's an area where I lack, because I'm not the romantical type. Chris is definitely the romantic. I'm not so much, or almost not at all. But the intimacy has definitely
She does
been
not
better.
celebrate Valentine's Day.
A lot of people don't celebrate
My little
Valentine's Day.
Corazon loves Valentine's. Maybe not this year, I don't know. I might feel something different. But I might want those, you know, for my husband cards with, like, you know, the script and, you know, the Hallmark, the good cards, you know.
Well, maybe I might get a card. I don't know, but that's not something that
That's not the point of this video.
No, it's not.
Okay,
So
sorry.
anyway, see, taking it in another direction, it don't need to go.
Alright.
Anyway, so yeah, and I don't know if I'm supposed to mention this, but this is Wives Tales, and I can talk about what I want. Sex has been a lot better too. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. There are things that were fears in the beginning. I'm sure those things are going to develop even more, but it hasn't been an issue. And y'all can just look up what it is that I'm talking about, that I'm trying to be real big about. It is a real thing, but it's all good. It's all good. And he coming? I didn't tell Chris I was gonna talk about that. So
Talk about bottom growth. You can Google that.
yeah, so I'm talking about it. They can Google it. I'm not gonna answer no questions about it, but it is a real thing. And sex is better too. So I guess that will be it.
Wait, no, you can't.
What?
You can't, because, alright, so you talked about people challenging your lesbianism, and I switched it up. So how do you identify now when people ask you?
Oh,
Are you still a lesbian? Are you pansexual?
I am. I don't identify. I still identify as a lesbian, married to a trans man. So if I'm gonna keep saying it the way that I've been saying it. I'm in a cis trans relationship, marriage, whatever you want to call it. That's how I will identify it. But that doesn't change. Chris's transition doesn't change who I am. I am still a lesbian. God forbid if anything ever happened to Chris, I don't know if I would probably be more open-minded when it comes to trans men, but I wouldn't be looking for another trans man. I would be looking for another female, because that's
17 east for 1 mile.
because that is still how I identify. But that's not gonna happen because we are protected. God's grace. We gonna live a long, happy life.
You like, oh my God.
So yeah. Yeah, I still identify as lesbian. I am a lesbian. I just love a trans man, and I'm married to a trans man. Mwah. I don't want to distract you. So I guess that's it for this episode of Wives Tales on Tea Talk. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Leave them in the comments down below. Or if it's something that's a little too personal, you just want to ask me individually, you know how to reach us. See you next time. Bye.